Welcome back, fellow gourmet buddies. I'm Joni, and with me are Chef Martin Caspar of Lanrakut, and with us, Father Joel Kamaya of Don Bosco to inspire us with some reflections on sacred scripture. On the menu today is a Spagettini Frutti di Mare in garlic, lemon, olive oil.
For today's recipe, you will need a lot of seafood. So we have some calamares, we have shrimps, we have mussels and clams. We also have spaghettini. We have lemon, onion, garlic, white wine, a little bit tomato, and flat parsley from our garden. And of course, Italian cuisine cannot be without any olive oil, which is the most important thing. So let's begin a little bit by cleaning the calamares.
Yeah, Frutti di Mare. I'm inspired to share some biblical teachings on the consumption of seafood. Yes, Frutti di Mare is seafood. And this is significant. Why? It's especially with regard to Jesus and his disciples.
So why don't you tell us more, Father? I will help Chef Martin clean the seafood, and please tell us more about the scripture.
Okay, sure. I want to focus on seafood in the book of Leviticus,
I want to.
particularly in chapter 11, verses 9 to 12. But of the creatures that swarm in the water, or of animals that otherwise live in water, whether in the sea or in the rivers, all those that lack either fins or scales are loathsome for you, and shall always be loathsome to you. Their meat you shall not eat, and their carcasses you shall loathe. So, before we were in the season of Lent, now we're in Easter, but it's a favorite of us Filipinos all year round.
Okay.
Our past episodes, we were talking about kosher.
But Father, why do we eat seafood if it's not allowed by the law of Moses?
Good question, Joni. Seafood is now consumed by Christians because in the New Testament, these are written. In Mark chapter 7, verses 17 to 23, when he got home away from the crowd, his disciples questioned him about the parable. He said to them, "Are you even likewise without understanding? Do you not realize that everything that goes into a person from outside cannot defile, since it enters not the heart but the stomach and passes out into the latrine? And thus he declared all foods clean." And furthermore, in the Acts of the Apostles, Peter had a vision. Acts chapter 10, verses 9 to 16. And I read, "The next day, while they were on their way and nearing the city, Peter went up the roof terrace to pray at about noontime. He was hungry and wished to eat. And while they were making preparations, he fell into a trance. He saw heaven opened, and something resembling a large sheet come down, lowered to the ground by its four corners. In it were all the earth's four-legged animals, and reptiles and the birds of the sky. And a voice said to him, 'Get up, Peter, slaughter and eat.' But Peter said, 'Certainly not, sir, for never have I eaten anything profane and unclean.' The voice spoke to him again a second time, 'What God has made clean, you are not to call profane.' And this happened 3 times, and then the object was taken up into the sky."
Well, from a biblical point of view, seafood is now okay. I remember before in the past few episodes, when we were talking about kosher, was also the same dream, which is why we started eating pork as well.
It's connected to that.
It's connected to that as well. That is so interesting. Thank you so much
Anyway,
for that,
we can
Father.
be really thankful for a lot of what we have. So now we prepared the seafood. We deveined the shrimps. We have the calamares is cleaned. The clams and the mussels, they are cleaned. So the next thing is for us to cook the spaghetti. Actually spaghettini, till it's nicely al dente. Al dente means to the point. To the point. So it's not completely cooked. It still has a little bite in it. So that's important. So not overcooked, just a little bite.
Nice and chewy.
Yes. So
So
this is.
what about spaghettini? How is that different from spaghetti?
Nowadays we have different kinds of thickness of spaghetti. Angel hair, spaghettini, spaghetti, and so on. So there's different numbers as well. I like to take spaghettini because it's a little bit gentler to the seafood. If I would cook bolognese, a nice beef bolognese, I would actually use the normal spaghetti because it needs a little bit more bite. The sauce is much more rustical. But for this recipe, we use spaghettini. So the proper way to cook pasta is boiling water, which we have over here. We put salt. I put already salt inside, a good amount of salt, and then I have my pasta. So, pasta, how long do pasta have? It says on the
Stick
package
it on
actually.
the. You throw it and
Yeah.
stick it on the wall.
So, water is boiling, and we need really quite an amount of water, and then we add our pasta inside. In the restaurant, or when we cook pasta, a lot of pasta, if you want to cook it in advance, you cook it really to the bite, and then we take it out, we cool it down, and then we heat it up again. So if you want to prepare some pasta in advance, that's a good way to do it. I will show you. So now we're going to cook this for 5 minutes. In the meantime, with our pan, we use again olive oil, a good chunk of olive oil, onions, which we're going to add. Maybe in the meantime, Joanna, I need some parsley.
Okay.
So, what you need to do is pull the leaves, and then we're going to chop them up. I will be doing in a moment. So, cooked, and then I will come. Oopsla. Falls away. So there's many ways how to cook Frutti di Mare. Frutti di Mare, basically. And what I like to do is, I like to cook the seafood, and then I take it out, I make the sauce, and then I add the seafood again. So I don't overcook the seafood. I don't want to overcook the seafood. So, here we have, then we add some lemon juice. Salt. And pepper. I'll add
I like how the squid came out nice and pretty.
yes, so
Yeah.
you cut it a little bit, I say, yep, to make a nice cut so it curdles the calamari, which is nice.
Just makes it a little bit more special.
Yeah. Seafood really goes very fast, so we don't really want to overcook it. Our pasta is cooking over here. Excuse me, pardon. So, take this out, because this is basically already cooked. Put this back on.
Do I use this big knife?
Yes.
Okay.
Add a little bit olive oil again. I add garlic.
Garlic.
Which is Italians, they love their garlic. And then I also add a little bit tomato. Some recipes, if a real Italian watches me now, he will say, what does tomato? But I just like a little bit tomato.
Okay.
It's my recipe. But I like, it gives a little bit color
the
inside.
twist.
It gives a little bit color inside and actually nice.
Right.
Do I chop this up some more? Do you like?
Yes,
you want it
please.
finer?
Yes.
Fire.
Take a little bit white wine. Have to check our. So, Father, what do you think? Is it al dente already?
I think so. It's going there. We want to avoid that it's too soft.
Exactly.
A little bit more.
As you know how to have it al dente, if you look at the spaghettini and inside the little white dot, that means it's al dente.
Is this okay or more?
That's fine. So then I take the seafood, the juices from here, which is very important. Simmer it. And then we season it.
Our usual pepper
Yep.
and salt.
Everything's moving so fast. That's one of the faster ones.
That's
Yeah. So the seafood, wine, lemon juice, it smells so wonderful. So what's next after this? Do we
the
just-
next we saute actually everything later on will come everything together. So my pasta here is now almost al dente, but I would like to cook it a little bit.
Oh,
I want to
yes.
cook it, finish in my sauce. So
Ah.
I'm gonna strain this quickly. See?
And it's so simple to do. I thought I was going to mess it up. So we just cut it this way and then the other way. So it curls up nicely.
The flavor of the tomato is oozing from the.
I know, from that side.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
So my spaghetti is
Okay.
cooked. So what I would do now, if I want to use the spaghettini later, I will drizzle with some olive oil
Okay.
and leave it cooling down outside on the room temperature. I don't want to put it under cold water. Why not? Because the spaghetti will absorb the cold water and they
yeah.
actually expand. They become very watery. That's what we don't like, right?
So you have to strain this very well.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
All right.
So then we add spaghetti in the sauce. Voilà. Can you read?
Buon appetito.
So
Yeah.
this pasta I will keep for tomorrow. So like I said, then I'll take a little bit olive oil.
Okay.
I drizzle it on top,
And then that's it.
mix
We
it,
just leave it.
cooling down outside,
Yeah.
and it will be
So that's a
perfect
new
tomorrow.
technique
It's
that
like
I-
fresh
that I
pasta
know.
again. So here, we mix this
Okay.
up. Again, I have to add some salt and pepper because I added the spaghetti.
Yeah, chef. As usual, you're so quick in the kitchen.
Yeah, kind of. In an a la carte kitchen, you need to be quite quick, right? So that's a little bit, yeah. So, and then we take the
Wow.
seafood and we add all of these
Here.
goodies.
Wow.
It's complete.
So
They
I
have
have
their own
all the
style.
flavors, they're all still there, which is very important.
Wow.
Can I have the parsley?
Here, do I just
Yeah.
sprinkle it on top?
Everything, yes.
Ew.
Voilà, cool. So, that's what a nice colorful Frutti di Mare. Take my 2 plates.
And that's it, we're done.
Basically, that's it.
So fast.
And it's such a wonderful dish. Just a wonderful dish.
This smells so delicious and it looks so good. You know, I wish you guys could taste this and smell this again later. Ugh. But you know what? It's a good thing that we have the recipe online so you can just check it out and then do it at home.
Exactly.
If you do it home, you just look at the recipe and each one will be able to make good pasta.
Yes.
Yeah.
Voilà.
This is one of the easier ones to do. It doesn't require a lot of ingredients and it was so fast.
And then we just add our clams, calamares.
Wow.
It looks so fancy.
Yeah.
Voila. All right.
Cooked right before our eyes.
I know, and it was really, really fast this time.
And then what we can always give is a slice of lemon. We put this on the side or on top so that the customer can squeeze a little bit. And finito, how they would say finito. So it's a
Finito.
very easy to do. So I'm sure our audience out there will be able to do this recipe at their own home. So come on, let's dig in and taste and let's see.
Yay! I know I'm going to be making this for my family soon.
So as I say, every chef has his own little bit Frutti di Mare recipe, but important is the seafood, the spaghetti, the garlic. It's very important.
Try it.
That's nice. And because we put the juice
Oh, that's
of the seafood into the pasta,
Wow.
into the sauce, it's so, oh,
The flavor of the seafood really comes out.
and it's all mixed in the sauce too. Thank you again for joining us for today's seafood spaghettini recipe. Please like, share, and subscribe to keep us posted for our upcoming episodes.
And this is Gourmet on a Budget PH.
The difference is divine. God bless.
Stay posted every time we post a new episode. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Gourmet on a Budget PH. The difference is divine.